what do you risk by not doing it? Welcome back. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lilian, and I just launched my first video about a week ago, and if you know me at all, that was a major feat for me. I've been wanting to do this channel for so long, but of course I've always had these self-limiting behaviors and some self-doubt and around some mental roadblocks that prevented me from doing so. So I thought I would take the chance to do a video on how to overcome your fear of publishing your first YouTube video. I'm hoping that some of these tips and mindset shifts can be helpful to you as you start out in your creative journey, and also really just to remind myself as I look back, what were some of the things that helped me overcome that initial inertia that I needed in order to press publish. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So I think the one that I want to start out with is one that is probably a little bit more vulnerable, but also very worthwhile mentioning because it was probably one of the biggest reasons that I didn't publish to begin with, which is the fear of being seen. I'm going to say this again because it's a really weird concept, because we feel like we're on YouTube to be seen and to be heard and to be understood, and it's such a human tendency to want that and to crave that. But at the same time, when we actually think about being seen, think about other people understanding what we're feeling and what we're thinking on the inside, and also having all of this on that, it's a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, like it took a lot out of me to get over that fear of having my face and having my voice shine through in a camera and have my face show up on this screen. And how did I really get over that? Well, first, I had to address that it came from a lack of self-confidence in my body and my face and my image. And I shut those voices out for temporary and instead channeled the voices of people that continue to support me and encourage me. They told me that the version that I bring every day in person, whether it be at work, at school, in my job, in my day-to-day, that version is exactly the version that I should share on camera. And even if I'm like, oh shoot, like I don't really like how my skin looks today, or I kind of have pimples today, or looking like I'm retaining a little water today, all of that had just gone away because I was like, you know what? Only I can think about those things. Only I can notice those things. And even those that come to find this content, they're looking for your authenticity and your voice and your message. They're not looking at how much water is in your face. And I say that as a very specific example because I want to highlight the amount of self-limiting thoughts that we can have as first-time creators or even experienced creators. So yeah, wanted to share that very vulnerable bit, even if you're not fully confident in the body that you have, and putting that all on the internet and putting that out for people to see. Know that it is extremely, extremely vulnerable in order to do so, and it's also extremely brave. So feel proud that even whatever content you do put out, even if it isn't your best content, know that doing so is already a feat. That's how I overcame that fear, and I hope that it's helpful. I hope that it is also relatable because it took me so long to get over, but I finally did it. So the next point that I want to talk about is a quote that I actually heard recently from Ted Lasso, the show on Apple TV. If you don't know what it is, I highly encourage you to watch it. It is so uplifting, and it has taught me a lot about myself and human behaviors and relationships, all of the things. But the quote is, you need to get out of your own way. You need to get out of your own way. And how does this relate to my YouTube content creator journey, and how can it relate to yours? Well, babe, people can move mountains for you. And when I say people, let's say you have other creators supporting you. You have your close friends supporting you. They can tell you all the things. They can even write the script for you. If you don't do it, it's never gonna happen. So you need to get out of your own way and just do it. At the end of the day, knowing that you're the one that has all the power to make something happen or not is so empowering. And I think stepping into that has really allowed me to unblock some of the mental roadblocks that I've had in the past. And I finally stepped into the creative space where I'm like, okay, what I bring is unique to me. My voice, my message is unique to me, and it's the one that I want to share. So you are your own biggest critic, so get out of your own way and just do the thing. Okay, the next one is how to address this imposter syndrome that your voice and your message is not unique. There is nobody that can tell the story the same way that you do because there is only one you. And that is such a simple thing that I've heard in so many instances now from mentors and from coaches and all of that in different capacities. And it's so true, because we can play the same game, but play it completely differently than another person might. We can sing the same song, but sing it so differently than another person might. We can tell the same message, but it may not have the same impact as it does coming from another person. You need to trust that who you are is unique and who you are is enough, because what you bring to the table is so, so beautiful just because there's no one else that can do it the way that you do it. You are unique by nature of you just being you. You don't need to prove that to anyone. You don't need to do anything different. You are by nature unique because there is no one else that can be you. The next point that I want to talk about is a common misconception or myth that a lot of newer YouTubers and or even experienced YouTubers may hear, and that is you need to find your niche in order to be successful on YouTube. And that might be true maybe later down the line when you're trying to grow and expand your audience, but as a new YouTuber, that is such a limiting thing to ground to. Why? Because as a new YouTuber, babe, you probably don't know what you want to make. You probably have an idea of what you're passionate about, but only through the creative process will you learn what exactly it is that you want to continue to pour your effort into. All that matters is the authenticity that you bring and the message that you want to share. What do you feel interested in? What do you feel passionate in at this point in your life? Because you can change. And I think there's so much creative liberty in that, to know that you have the freedom to change your mind. That is also so relevant. Having a niche can be so limiting, because then you start to think about what does the audience want to learn, as opposed to what do I want to share? What is meaningful to me? Ground yourself there and then make the audience follow you. For example, I have so many different interests in what kind of content I want to put out. I love visual storytelling, and if you watched my first video, that one was a little bit more of that. I think visual storytelling is so poetic, so beautiful, and very, very personal. And it's raw, and it gives you that chance to tell your story. But at the same time, I absolutely love these like self-development, self-help talks, because I have benefited from them in my past. I love to watch them. I think they're punchy, they're short, they're straight to the point, and they're impactful. You walk away knowing that you learned something. Do I need to choose between what kind of content I want to put out? I don't think so. I would love to be able to have the freedom to do both, because at the end of the day, you're creating for you. When you create, it's an output of you. It is a byproduct of you. So everything that you create needs to come from what you want and what you're passionate about, not necessarily a decision preemptively to decide to stick to a niche that you think will blow up or be viral or help you grow an audience or help you monetize. That, you can think about that later, babe. I'm just saying, as a first-time creator, know your why, do the thing, and continue to do it. You don't need to stick to the same thing again and again. You might change, and know that you have the freedom to do that. And also, in the beginning, you probably don't have a big audience anyway, so use that time to explore and see what sticks for you, see what you like to do, and go from there. And the last message or tip or mindset shift that has really helped me overcome this fear of launching my first video is this question that I was asked by a friend, which was, what do you risk by not doing it? And when I thought about, okay, what I risk is not pursuing my dream, and that is a lot to risk. Versus what? You risk being a little bit of fearful, you risk a little bit of embarrassment, you risk failing. But at the same time, it's not failing because you got to do something that was outside of your comfort zone. And you got to create a project that is so meaningful because it's what you wanted. And I weighed them and I was like, dude, there's no comparison. What I'm losing in the chance of not doing this is so much larger than what I lose by doing it. You can do it and consider the fact that, oh, you know what, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, and you can completely stop and throw it away as a tried hobby. But if you find that you actually love it and it's something that really brings you so much meaning in your life, then doing so is only going to move you closer to unlocking those experiences for you. So I ask myself that question every time I feel that self-doubt come, and it's, what do I risk by not doing it? What do I risk by not chasing my dream? What do I risk by not putting out a message that I find to be meaningful to the world? I risk a lot. And so do you, babe. So do you. Launching your first video is always the hardest, but trust that once you do so, there is going to be a snowball effect because you're going to be so excited. You're going to be so excited that now you have this platform to share what you want to share with the world. You get to use your voice and to use that as a medium to start conversations that are important to you. There's so much the beauty that comes from creating, and I think that if you just lean into that creative side of yours, you will find that there is so much more to gain than lose, and your self-doubt is only a smidge of that journey. You have the control to silence them temporarily, even if you just close your eyes and literally press publish and don't look back. Hey everyone, thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. I hope that video was helpful to you. And if you are passionate about self-growth and development, please stick around. I will be doing a lot more videos on things that I've learned in my growth journey, and I hope that you join along with me.